What's going on, guys? Want to pop in a little early here. Just want to let you guys know I am long AKTX. I did lock in majority of my shares, but I am holding some from 255. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that. I'll wait till more people hop online, and then I'll go over my game plan and what I expect from AKTX today. Seeing a lot of bullish signs in pre-market, so I think if the volume continues over to the market open, I think this could have some big potential today on the long side. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Good morning, guys. Hope everyone's having a good morning. So far for me, I'm in one trade, just to reiterate for any new watchers. In one trade right now, in AKTX, I do have a long position. I already locked in majority of my position, locked in about $2,000, and I'm holding 2,000 shares right now from a 255 average. So, still holding 2,000 shares. Looking for this move to the upside. You can see right now support's at 270. If you do crack 270, you're gonna have some support. You're right around this 250-ish mark. So right now, just watching it right now around this 250 level. So I'll probably look to stop out, around my entry on AKTX. Give it some wiggle room here. You can see right now has been a lot of selling volume. Since the highs here around 310. You can see since then it's just been a lot of selling each pops. I've been seeing a lot of selling. So just watching it right now. Alright, so I just took the rest there on AKTX. Looking pretty weak right now. A lot of selling volume. Don't want to take a loss there. I know it's small, but just want to lock in there. Around my entry. So just locked in the rest there of AKTX. So what I'll be looking for on AKTX. What I like to see on when I'm looking at the longs. I like seeing weak opens. So I want to see possibly a weak open. You're down to like this 240 level, this 240 level-ish. You want to see it pull the first support. Reclaim, this 250, 270 level on big, strong buying volume. And then we could look the long from there. What I don't want to see, what would be bearish would be, a pop at open on weak volume, a reject. Honestly, if we see that, I may look to take a small short. I don't want to size up too much in this because I have a long bias right now on AKTX. I've been seeing a lot of things I like on the tape. Really liking this pre-market volume. So I do want to be cautious if I'm shorting. But if we do get a quick pop at open on light volume, I'll look to probably take a short. I'll look to cover around the EMA lines. But I'll be basically looking for washout, reclaim, and then possible long if I like the volume, like the tape. So that'll be the game plan on AKTX. So we'll be looking. We'll be watching this one. That'll be my main focus this morning. Other than that, TRNX. Found out this is MNGA. MNGA, guys, one of the biggest turds in the market. So not a fan of this play here. Yes, it did do strong volume yesterday, but close and so far after hours in pre-market has been pretty weak on TRNX. But basically, I'll be watching around this 85 level for a short. Look to risking this 90-cent level on TRNX. So I'll look to short pops. As long as the volume's weak on the pops, I'll look to start in short on TRNX. Ideally, look to take probably 70s, low 70s will be the target there on TRNX, maybe even 60s. So you're looking for a short on TRNX, RKDA. A lot of shorts on watch this morning. The only long on watch is AKTX possibly, but a lot of selling volume now on TRNX. RKDA, pretty low now on RKDA. We'll watching this pop to the EMA lines around this 550 mark. You may even look to short, into this pops with a small tight stop. If I do have to stop out, I'll take a paper cut, and I can always retry around 6. But if this thing starts to reclaim 6 and start to base above it, we'll definitely avoid. So 6 is that level that I don't want to see it hold and pop above. So anything above 6, will no longer be a short, possibly long on RKDA. So we'll watch how it reacts to the EMA lines, and I'll watch how it reacts around the $6 line. Alright, what's the next? One more. Oh yeah, MTC. MTC giant pump yesterday on low liquidity, low volume. This will be smaller size shorts, because The spreads do get large at times, so you do have to give it a little more wiggle room. So it'll be a smaller size short. Day 2 setup, overextended gap down. So basically the setup is, after you have a strong green day, you have the gap down the next day. Then you look to short into pops at prior day support slash resistance. So you could see the $7 line was strong support yesterday. So now I want to see it act as resistance today. So if we get a pop up to $7, even close to that, like 680, 670s, look to short, risking that mark, that $7 mark. And we do have some we do have that pre-market high at 730, so that could be a level I want to risk off of as well. Alright, so that's the watch and the game plan for this morning. So AKTX getting a little pop here off this 250 line. It's going to be some support there. Right now I wouldn't be looking for longs. You can see, a lot of selling volume since it topped around $3. So right now I wouldn't be looking for longs. First, I'd be waiting for the open. We'll see how it looks at the open. This could be a great pre-market long, here, but you could see how things has changed, and we'll see how it looks at open. Just because it's a good pre-market long doesn't mean it's gonna be a good long at open. Keeping an open mind, like I said, if it looks weak at open, it may even look for a possible short. So we got to see how it looks, and we'll react from there. Don't want to fall too in love with our thesis. Always got to be have an open mind. If you're too closed-minded, trading, you'll get crushed. So right now we got 15 minutes to open. You guys have any tickers or questions? You guys could ask. You guys could type it out there. I'll be back in 1 second. Just gonna grab a quick drink of water. Dennis, great question. Yeah, something you could do to help keep your mind sharp and stay focused. I would say go for a morning jog. It's something I used to do a lot. Be honest, I have been slacking a little bit on that. But going for a morning jog is a great thing to do. To, get the energy, get the blood flowing. So yeah, going for a morning jog. Make sure you're eating a healthy breakfast. If you guys like coffee, maybe have a cup of coffee in the morning or whatever, a protein shake, anything. But definitely getting up early, going to bed early, it's great for you. You don't want to be rolling out of bed at 8:45 and hopping on. That's you're not gonna be successful that way. You got to be up early. I think the average millionaire wakes up at 5 a.m. Personally, I want to get up earlier. I get up at 6:30. I think that's a little too late. I want to try to get up, earlier, 6, even 5:30. Big Neves. I was in at AKTX at 177, 56%. To be honest, after since it topped around 3, it's just been looking very weak here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to lock in, some shares here around, 260. So maybe if you have, 1,000 shares, maybe lock it up, 500 shares. And then on the rest, I put a stop loss. I'd probably say you can put a stop loss. If you want to be real aggressive, man, I'd say put a stop loss below 215. Below that, I think it's probably done. So, I would lock in, half here. This is how, if I were you, I would lock in half here and, put a stop loss on the rest of your shares. So we do have, I do have some dilution. I did see that, checking the filings. But, when I saw it here, it was just so strong, the volume in the tape. That's why I longed in here, sold up here, and then sold a small position here. I'm happy I locked in majority of shares up here. I didn't do that recently. I think it was like, I forgot what play it was, but, I locked in like, a small amount, and then I kind of, left the rest. But today I locked in majority of my shares. I think I had 8,000 at most, and I locked in 6,000 here, and then the rest around here. So I was pretty happy with that pre-market trade. I take that trade any day of the week. Great setup for me, A+ setup. Called it out in Discord chat. Alright, so we got about 10 minutes. You guys know what I'm watching. I'm watching AKTX, RKDA, TRNX, and MTC. Looking for shorts on RKDA, TRNX, and MTC. AKTX, keeping an open mind on this one. And at the same time, I do have a short bias on 3 of my plays today. But I told you guys the levels. If it reclaims those levels, if it reclaims those levels, and you see good volume moving in, yeah, you could look for a long. There's times I look for my day 2 setup as a short, but then it reclaims the levels that I want to risk off of, and then it squeezes on up. So that's what I was saying before. You guys got to keep an open mind. Can't fall too in love with your thesis. Sometimes I'm a victim of doing that. I'll fall too in love, and I won't look to the other side, and you'll get crushed. Huh. Yeah, I'm eating some raspberries right now. I don't know if you guys, that's what you're referring to, Dennis. Having a quick snack. Had a call this morning with someone, a different project I'm working on, and didn't have time to eat. He wanted to do the call at like 7 a.m., so we were talking for about an hour. I was making the trade while I was doing the call. So I was kind of tackling 2 things at once. Definitely don't recommend doing that. If you guys are new to the stream, we do have a Discord chat. Links down below in the description, or the Nightbot has a link there. Great group of traders. We have over 1,000 members in our Discord chat. Definitely, guys, go check it out if you're new. And also, we do have an options live stream. The Nightbot's gonna post a link to that. So definitely go check our options stream out. Alex is doing a small account challenge, trying to turn 3K into over $25,000. So definitely go follow him around, follow his journey. Ricky getting nervous? Not sure what you mean by that, Dennis. Asking me to stand down? Not sure what you mean by that. Oh, okay, you're talking about the call. Gotcha. Gotcha. I thought you were talking about like some trader was calling me out. Huh, got you. I see. Good one, good one. So you can see right now we kind of formed that bottom there on AKTX. You guys can see that 240-ish level, kind of that support line there. So you have that 240 support there on AKTX. Below that, I'd say we have around like that 215, 225 mark. So long, I would like to see it hold above 210. If we do, breach support here, you can see we had, this bounce here. So you see that 215 mark. Come on, Siri, why does it always do that? So you see we have the 215 support. So we could look for it to bounce around 225, 215. I'm saying if we crack this 240 support. So we mark up our levels here. You guys always want to trade around your lines. Always want to trade around your levels. You see that 240 support. See it bounce there. Kind of bounce there. Guys, this stuff's like not rocket science either. It's just mapping levels of support. And you guys can see here we're gonna have this ES1. You can see we have this 270 level, maybe some resistance, and then we have 310. So we just mapped out our levels there. Support, resistance, support, resistance. And I think if I switch, it will go away. So I'm just gonna leave it on that. But do the same thing for your other stocks you're watching. MTC. So I have on my other broker, I got mapped out $7 resistance. I have 730 mapped out. That's the pre-market high. Same thing on TRNX. I have 85 cents mapped up, 90 cents mapped up, and so on. And also, if you guys use EMA lines, you could also map out. Not map out, but you could also use that as a reference in your EMA lines. GHSI. Check it out. GHSI. Yeah, pretty cheap one here. 27 cents. But yeah, definitely doing some nice volume there. Don't see any news, but kind of looks like it's getting a dead cat bounce. Looks like it's very oversold there on the chart. So that one's getting a little bounce. Yeah, I remember this one was at $3. I remember playing this one, so this one sold off hard. So I hope you guys understand, what I mean by support and resistance lines. I have been getting some messages that people are a little confused in some of the things I say. So I'm gonna try to be, a little bit simpler towards, the beginner trader. And for the advanced trader, sometimes I guess I'm saying things that people don't really understand. So try to go over some of the basics for newer traders. Also, you guys just know that the lower the float, the more volatile the play will be. So that's why we like playing lower float stocks. Preferably under 10 million. We like playing lower float stocks. So it's pretty simple to know. Just know lower the float, the better for the long. I mean, sometimes if it's too low, may get a little liquid. Spreads may be bigger. That's why it's also good to check out the average volume. Don't have it here, but I do have. You guys could look at YahooFinance.com. Great reference. So you guys could always check out the average volume. If it's like below like 50k, 30k, it's gonna be pretty liquid. Spreads may be wider. All right. But that being said, enough of the educational stuff. About to open in 1 minute. So about to lock in right now. I have all my level 2s up. I have my levels mapped up, and see how the plays react to my levels. Alright, so 30 seconds. I'm going to be watching the tape and volume on AKTX. This thing was very propped up here. And we had a lot of hidden bidders, hidden buyers. The tape looked very similar to RKDA. So seeing that, gives me red flags for shorting. So I will be very cautious on the short side on that one. Alright, market's open. So right now, just watching. We have that 240 level map. We'll see how it reacts to that 240 level. TRNX holding that 78 cent mark. Yeah, I want to see a pop. We want to short into strength. We want to short into weakness. So hoping we get this pop here. Let me check out MTC real quick. You guys can see that 78 cents mark is holding pretty strong there on that play there. So trying right now, I'm watching a few plays, a little bit more than I usually do. So I'm trying my best to focus on some of these plays. Trying to watch the tape. Alright, so RKDA, a little pop here. So coming up to these EMA lines here. See if it rejects. Alright, so AKTX, I do want to be focusing on this one too because I think this one could have some big potential. I don't want to miss it. Alright, so here's this pop on TRNX. So here's this pop we wanted on TRNX. Peep the volume. Volume looks pretty low for a under $1 stock, but I am just keeping a close watch on it. Yeah, so looking pretty strong there on TRNX. See, it reacts around 90 cents. 90 cents is that level that we did mention this morning. Let's see. If it cracks 240, the mapped out support on the next one would be down to that 215, 225 area. James, I could definitely look into that. Alright, so TRNX, guys, not going to be shorting this one right now. Looking pretty strong right now. This thing could definitely squeeze over $1. So I'm personally waiting for a higher level of resistance on that one. So right now I want to shift my focus to AKTX. I want to shift my focus a bit to AKTX. So watching AKTX here, so we did reject our EMA lines there, 3 times. Now we did crack 240 support. So we'll see how it reacts around 215. We did see this with RKDA, if you guys remember. Remember RKDA? It kind of acted similar. Looked really weak at open, and then they rejected, stuffed, pulled back, and then it held that. That bottom area of support, then it curled back up and then squeezed all the shorts out. I'm not saying that will happen, but something to keep in mind. MTC halted. MTC, wow, halted on the downside. What did this come up to? 638? Yeah. Wow, that could have been a killer short. Just didn't come up high enough for me. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens, guys. It won't come to your lines, and the play goes without you. But on the bright side, you look at it as, I was disciplined. I didn't give him the FOMO. So I did, guys, start some, may look to start some short here on RKDA. Just a small position here around this 570 mark. Volume's looking very weak. So watching it around this 570 level. Let's see, AKTX. This one ever reclaims like 260 AKTX, could definitely squeeze. But right now, volume's still weak. So watching RKDA for a pop here. You know, we know at $6 was that level that we mentioned earlier on RKDA. AKTX starting to reverse a bit here. Let's see. Yeah, TRNX beasting right now. So don't want to get in front of this one right now. Yo, let me see the levels real quick on TRNX. Let's see. Yeah, I can't even see that one on Trade Ideas. It's just so beat. Have to look on my other broker. So there's this dump here on RKDA. I do have some short there on RKDA. So holding RKDA short. You're looking for a $5 crack today. So you're looking for a $5 crack. MTC resumed. That was some pump yesterday on MTC. AKTX has yet to crack. As we saw this, happen with RKDA. It looked weak. Tape looked weak. Opened up. Stuff move. Crack support. Then it reclaimed. So we're just watching at the moment here. I want to see how it reacts to 250. Could be a play on the long side here. Yeah, if this thing reclaims here, 250 starts to base, we could definitely have a squeeze on our hands. So I'm watching it pretty closely here. You're watching how the 250 level looks. You don't want to buy into a stuff move. Watching the volume. You guys see volume starting to pick up a little now? See volume slowly starting to pick up? You can see 250 big seller there refilling. 250 big seller there. So we gotta take out that big seller, or we're gonna have a slam here. So we gotta take out that 250 seller. You guys saw that too, right, on the tape? He was getting chipped, and then he we refilled there. See bids starting to stack a bit. I've been seeing hidden bidders, all morning at pre-market. Definitely feels a little trappy here on AKTX. Definitely feels a little trappy here. RKDA looking not looking great for right now for my short. May have to stop out of this one on RKDA for the time being. Do have a small position, so take a small cut on RKDA there because this thing may push to 6. You know, I did start a little earlier than I probably should have, guys. So just want to give this thing. Yep, I'm gonna stop out there. RKDA, all out of that one. Starting in a bit early there in RKDA. You can see this thing's moving on like no volume. So prop, so manipulated RKDA. It's doing like 30k bars and still moving. It's just so propped. You know, see how it looks one more time around $6. But right now you can see the intraday charts looking bullish. TRNX for long. Yeah, it could be over $1. You could look the long. Over $1. Yeah, sometimes we do see, you know, nice $1 breakouts. Usually don't play the breakouts, but you know, a lot of times we'll see like $1 breakouts be really nice. So small loss there in RKDA, still up green on the day, but little paper cut there. You know, lost about was that like 12 cents, 13 cents. GEVO. GEVO every time. This one's always a short GEVO. GEVO, guys, big turd. Big turd there on GEVO. Yeah, I personally I wouldn't long that one. This one always gives back its gains. Just be careful if you are longing that one. RKDA definitely looks like it may push here to $6. Be a quick scalp there if you guys are interested in RKDA for a push to 6. You guys can see there, GVO. This one always gives back its gains, you know. I've been fooled on that one before in GVO in the past. Look at that, 266 on GEVO. AKTX still not quitting, guys. Still not quitting. So watching this for a long one here on AKTX. So let's see, you guys saw 250 again. Wow, look at GVO. I hope no one got caught on that. Oh my god, GVO. It's down 6% now. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I should have shorted that. Look at that. Just garbage. Look at that. That's insane. You got it, guys. That just comes with experience. You know, I've seen GVO just do that so many times. I don't know why. I just didn't think to short. I was just focusing on AKTX. I probably should have shorted that, but it's what it is. Just watching AKTX here. Starting to build some higher lows here in AKTX. Well, you guys can see each time 250. Just a big seller there. AKTX back up again. You guys could see, a lot of buyers still buying this thing up. So I definitely think, guys, I may look for a long on AKTX. If this thing breaks 250, especially if volume moves in over 250. So watching it very closely here. You guys can see each dips being bought up, higher lows being formed. Look at the bids, guys, propping here. They're pushing it on AKTX. So I want to see 250 bidders. I want to see 250 bidders. Look at RKDA. RKDA probably going to push to 6. Happy I stopped out of that one. So here it is, guys, long there. Long there in AKTX. Big push. Huge volume moving in there. You guys can see that. Huge volume bar. You're still holding long. Let's see if this thing halts. I'm going to lock in some here, 270. Locked in some there, 270. Let's go, AKTX. Nice push. You guys just see that, just higher lows, buying on each dip, waited for the 250 break, got in actually right before that squeeze. Sick job there on AKTX. We're still holding some long here. I'll see if this thing pushes some more. This really reminds me of RKDA a bit, that trap. And just look at that volume bar, guys. Huge volume there. Huge volume. So I'm still holding. Still holding my shares right now. I'll see if we go for 3. Meets there, nice. 275. Sick job, guys. Sick job. Yeah, crazy squeeze there. You guys see the volume moved in over 255. See, I already locked in half, so I'm gonna leave the rest to go a bit. See if we could get a bigger move out of it. Let's see, I may even add on this dip here. I may even look to add a bit more. I did add a little bit more there in AKTX. Added a little bit more. Let's go AKTX. Let's squeeze some more. Gotta get over that 280 mark now. Look at TRNX going for $1. Yeah, Corey. I did see that. It was so quick. You had been super quick. Like, I had my finger right on the buy button there. Got filled like right before that move happened. So a little wash here in AKTX. We'll see if 250 holds. Yeah, I want to see 250 mark hold. So big dumping now in AKTX, guys. Big dumping. Stop will probably be 240. So I want to see 240 hold. That's why it's always good, guys, to lock in some along the way. Since I sold some up there at 270s, protecting myself in case this happens. But let's see if we could bounce here. Took one more ad there in 240s. One more ad. Risky though, guys. You don't start averaging down and stuff like that. So we want to see 250 reclaim for longs. Below 240 will probably dump. So we want to see 240 hold, guys. Want to see 240 hold. That's gonna be support. You see we have this map line here. Yep, below 240 is my new stop. Alright, so let's see if 240 bounces. We could reclaim 250. But great job, guys, you know. Nice play there, you know, off the 250 break. So there's TRNX. Gonna give it one more second here. Give it one more second. Give it right below this 235. So right below this 235, and I'll stop out the rest of my shares. Yep. All right. So stopped out there on the rest. All right. So good lesson there, guys. Of you know, always good, always smart to take profits. You know, something like this could definitely happen. You know, that's why it's always good to luck along the way. You know, you saw Meatster, you know, got out there at 275. You know, I got out some there at 275 also. You can see I was being a little aggressive. You know, I was buying, loading on dips to add more. And hurt me a bit there, guys. I added a bit more, and then I had one more add. And, you know, I took a loss on that last one a little bit. But, you know, since I did, you know, lock in a good amount in the 270s, and I did have that pre-market long, you know, I'm still green on the name. But definitely stung a bit there at the end there. But that's why it's always good to lock in along the way. Great lesson there for any of you guys there. Will it test again? Corey, I feel 275. Yeah. You know, that's what's tough about playing breakouts. You usually don't play breakouts that often. You know, it's, you know, sometimes, you know, it's, you know, good to get in, you know, a little before the breakout. You know, I'm not really a big breakout buyer. I got in like a second before it broke out. I saw volume started to move in. I'll always show you guys my entries and exits. But right now, guys, AKTX looking like a fader now. Looking like a fader. Looking like a fader. But overall, AKTX is a great play on both sides today. You know, great pre-market long. You know, nice little squeezer there at open, and now it's turning into a nice short. So, you know, good good action, you know, long side and short side today on it. But right now, guys, support has been breached, and, you know, not looking good for the longs right now. So make sure you guys always have a stop loss in mind. You don't want to get caught back holding. You know, it was up about like, you know, over 3K on the day, but that last loss, you know, hurt a bit. But I'm still up, you know, pretty good on the day. Still up like $1,700 on the day. So it's still a solid green day for me. But definitely gave back a lot of profits on that last ad. Those last two ads gave back some profit. But you know, it's fine, guys. Still a great day. Great trades today. So right now it's 10:02. Let's see what else we got going on. Yeah, I remember yesterday I got so sidetracked and missed MTC. Look at RKDA testing 6. So RKDA testing 6, looking pretty strong. I'm not going to be stepping in front of RKDA, breaking over 6 now. And you can see just the overall intraday chart's pretty bullish on RKDA. You know, a lot of manipulation over there on that one. A lot of manipulation there. I do believe, I think it has earnings, after hours today, so you could see a pump job until earnings. Anyone short RKDA? Or anyone have any positions right now? Let me know. Love to know what you guys are up to. What are you guys trading? Or if you made any trades. May or may not do a recap today. I may have something to do. So I'll definitely let you guys know. And I always post my charts and over in Discord. Nick, spend the majority of your time watching and waiting. Very smart. Very smart. There's nothing wrong with just learning, watching, and waiting. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially if you're a beginner or a newer trader. It would definitely a smart thing to do there. Why risk your capital if you're a beginner trader? I always recommend you guys start in the simulator first. You'll become profitable for a few months, be consistent, and then go from there. And then you could look to possibly take it over to real. No trades yet? I like to see that. I like to see you guys are your own traders and you're looking for your own setups. Don't be a follower, be a leader. I like to see that you guys are self-sufficient traders. Today I'm pretty happy with my trading today. I took some good setups. AKTX, great A+ long setup. Open, it's pretty good setup there on that curl up. Sort of soaking on the bids. Longed it. Took half, and then just unfortunate the rest. They couldn't have that secondary move. Just a little unfortunate there, but still to me that was a great trade. Can't complain at all with that AKTX trade. As far as the RKDA trade, it did start in a little early, but I took a quick paper cut, which I was happy about, and only lost about 12 cents. And now seeing it up here, it's looking pretty strong, so I don't think I'm going to be taking the $6 short, even though that was the area that I was originally planning on shorting into. Maybe, I'm thinking about maybe a smaller size short here, 590, risking high a day. But I'm not sure, guys. It does have earnings, today. I feel like it could pull some shenanigans. May just avoid it. Not your, like I said, it's not your average, short, very highly manipulated stock. MTC, a beauty. Beautiful there. AKTX trying to curl again here. AKTX, trying to curl again here. I didn't like that. We rejected here. Usually, we'll see it. Weak open. Higher lows. Perfect. High volume. Perfect here. Entry here. Stop loss below 240 here. And then after this, you see we saw a lot of topping tails. We want to see. You want to see the opposite. You want to see hammer candles. So on each dip here, you want to see a hammer candle. You want to see buying above 250, buying above 250, buying above 250, and then boom, squeeze 3+. Seen the setup happen over and over again. I posted a lot of examples in Discord, but just unfortunate here, we cracked support and we dumped. So You're waiting for 7 to short RKDA? It's pretty high. But hey, you know, you can definitely see $7. Let's see. New high day there in RKDA. Over 200 MA. See that as well. You know, if this reclaims 250, we could look at it then, but you know, it's not going to be, you know, in my mind, you know, an A+ setup. You know, it already had that stuffing move once. You had that reject already once, so try it again will be more low quality setup. You know, if I do take it, it'll be a smaller size position, so it'll be much smaller size. You know, this I had you know, I had max size for this setup and took a loss. So you know, if I do trade it here, you know, be much smaller size. Looking at the levels here. Well, RKDA now beasting 630s. Anyone long RKDA? You know, I didn't mention around 580s. This looks like a good long now. But you know, I can't be longing RKDA anymore. It's just, what is this, like day 4, day 5 of the move? But hey, it's in squeeze mode right now. RKDA definitely in squeeze mode. Looking for $1, you definitely could see $1 on TRNX. Wow, RKDA 650s now. So really starting to go now in RKDA. Yeah, Addy B, definitely agree with you. You know, if we reject 250 here, you know, probably will be a fader. You know, probably gonna have a lot of shorts. Be looking to you know, start to get short even here. You know, 230s, 240s. Gonna have a lot of shorts. You know, looking to load. So yeah, it could definitely be a fader. Look at RKDA. I'm not even surprised at all. You know, not even surprised. Just more happy I noticed the strength, and I only took a 12-cent loss. You know, instead of averaging up, and now getting out here. So I mean, pretty happy that I recognized that quickly and stopped out. Let's see what TRNX at. TRNX. Let's see. So TRNX, you know, hit 99 cents. So this one definitely be breaking $1 today. Definitely could. Yeah, you know, combine that with you know, bad earnings, and it could definitely be the end of RKDA. But you know, definitely is a gamble. You know, swinging anything into earnings. But you know, I doubt they're gonna have good earnings. But you know, who knows? Alright, we'll see what happens here in AKTX, you know. Just a lot of selling volume on this one. You know, each pop's met with a lot of selling. He's a big seller definitely here on AKTX. Definitely a big seller here. But I'm not going to be longing it here in the 230s. I'm not even sure if I'm still going to long it. You know, it's not going to fall into my, my setups. You know, this was the A plus intraday setup here for me. You know, now, you know, going for a second test, you know, it's going to get a lot more risky. Would have to size down a lot. So far, it's been a decent morning. You know, at least we have some action, right? At least we have some action and some stocks to talk about. You know, I'm not here sitting and you know, talking to myself. You know, I'm actually able to talk about, you know, some stocks and interact with you guys. So definitely good to see this market heat back up. Got some good trades under our belts today, and right now just sitting on my hands right now. You know, I don't want to do anything stupid. You know, I'm in the green right now. Up pretty good. So I don't want to, you know, get back. I want to protect my profits and only take another trade if I see a, you know, a good quality setup. You know, the last thing you guys want to do is take trades out of boredom. I wouldn't scalp it to the 650 break. You could have scalped the $6 break, or you could have longed around 570s. See here, you know, we had nice uptrend holding VWAP, holding our EMA lines. Reason to get wrong, you could have longed here, you know, 580s, risking this bottom. This see this in an A, B, C, D setup. So you got, you know, the nice A, you know, the B, C, and then D. So when you're long in the ABD setup, there's A, you could long B, C, or D. Right now it's kind of the chase entry. You know, if it comes back down to 6 and it holds, you could long 6, risking 580. Wouldn't be a bad setup if you could long the 6, risking 580. That'd be the next possible entry. So there goes AKTX starting to bleed out a little. We'll see if it cracks 230. This thing could definitely be seeing, you know, back under 2 today. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing back under 2. Smart, very smart. You know, always good to lock out of your broker. You know, you're green for the day. You know, don't be tempted to take another trade. Very smart. You know, I do that a lot too. You know, I'll you know, close it out. You know, once I'm done. You know. Once I start to can see myself like starting to take, you know, possibly a bad setup, you know, I look to close it out. Not definitely a you know, smart move there. Alright, we'll switch over to TR next. turn our attentions to TRNX. Having this pullback right now, right back down to our EMA lines. We're at this 89 cent mark. We'll see if that could hold. I do breathe. Small green day. Nothing wrong with that. Small green day. Adds up over time. Alright, so things are a little slow right now. If you guys have any questions, you guys could ask me. Any questions about my trades, just anything in general, you guys could, ask. Probably give the stream another like 10-20 minutes. Probably like 10:30, 10:40, wrap it up. Unless we get a crazy move. Definitely a pretty fun morning. Had some nice trades today. Why is this one down? I mean, to be honest, I don't really know. I don't really follow the gold sector too much. I'm more of a penny stock trader. But you see that sometimes, not even with gold, just in general. Maybe you'll see the shippers run, and you'll see a lot of the maybe the lower float ones or certain shippers running. You're like, hey, why isn't this one moving? Like all the shippers running, shouldn't this one run? Same thing with the China plays, And we saw these Chinese plays run. What was it, like last March or something like that? And you could have said that about another Chinese play, like, hey, all these are running. Why isn't this one run? Just sometimes volume's just not gonna move into a certain place. It is unfortunate, but sometimes you see that a lot of plays from a certain sector are run, but not all of them are gonna run. The ABCD pattern. When look at the ABCD pattern you talked about, you look at that in the 1 minute. Yeah, I check both charts, but if one's looking good, it's still good for me. So it was on RKDA. So we saw a nice ABCD pattern on the 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart. You can see you could kind of see it, A, B, C, D. You kind of saw it there. It was more clear in the 1 minute chart, but it's definitely good to look at other time frames. My favorite time frames are the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and the 5 minute time frames. For bigger cap stocks, always be using the 3 or 5. What criteria do you have for dip buying? Kind of depends on the scenario. Try to give you an example. For me, I like to do my thesis and analysis on a lot of plays, and I'll put it through my scanning. I'll go over the statistics, look through the fundamentals real quick. I'll check the daily chart. Check the news. And if I just have a long bias on it, I'll look to long. Ideally, I like to look to long, around support area. I like to see it, above, the 7289. Sometimes it can be below, view up, but really, it's kind of hard. It depends on the scenario. There could be a lot of different scenarios for dip buying, so it's kind of hard to explain to you what would go into it. But a lot of it's just my overall bias on the play itself. So it really depends on the overall bias. I hope that helps. It's kind of a little hard to explain. When I'll be looking to dip buy. A lot of it's just kind of reacting and waiting. Yeah, RKDA looking really bullish there. Just did a really nice volume there in the 1 minute. Did a 300k bar. Looking pretty strong right now. Volume, guys. Volume analysis is very important. It's good to to know when you see strong volume. Like I avoided TRNX. After I saw the strong volume it did. At first it looked a little weak. I was thinking about possibly starting in 80, but then I saw this big volume start to move in. 700k bars, and I was like, I'm not stepping in front of that. Volume analysis could really help you a lot. You would avoid a lot of plays. Like RKDA here. I got chopped up a little here. It was doing very light volume. It's just so propped. Like it was doing 60k bars, 30k bars. And that's what you want to see when you're looking for the short. But just overall, RKDA is such a manipulated stock that you just have a lot of shady stuff going on. People propping it up, holding it, and just after seeing that, I recognize that, hey, I don't want to step in front of short. So it's always good to recognize, and analyze the volume you're seeing on the play, and just the overall, it comes with time, but overall just how the tape looks. Does it look manipulated? You're seeing big bidders, you're seeing strong bids, you're seeing a lot of refreshing on the bid side, you're seeing stalling. So there's a lot of things that you can analyze, that could avoid you out of some trouble. Like today, if I kind of stuck with that, I'm going to short RKD at 6, I'm going to short it at 6. Hey, look what happened. Ran the 7. It could have been disastrous. If I didn't, recognize and change my opinion on after seeing certain things with the volume and the price action. And there's that 7 touch. Someone said in chat they were gonna look to short at 7. You would have top ticked it there for a nice 60 cents. Oh, it was you, Addy B. You said you were gonna look for a $7 short. There you go. It's almost a 70-cent play right there. Ah, you missed it. It happens. It happens. Oh yeah, you locked out. Hey, most of the time, that will help you in the long run. So don't beat yourself over it. Antonio, you took the 650 break. Hey, good win, but don't do it again. You don't want to be a chaser. $650 break was a little dicey there, but hey, win is a win, I guess. Feeling AKTX will run again? Could, but we got to we got to wait for confirmation. Right now, I'm not seeing a bullish overall sentiment from my perspective on AKTX. Volume has died off a lot. Overall, the tape's looking pretty heavy. Each time it spikes, it's met with heavy sellers. So, right now, you kind of have to wait for some more confirmation. At least that's what I would do. If you really like it, you think it's really gonna run, hey, look for a 234, 235 entry, and just risk off that bottom there at that 225 mark. Risk 10 cents. You can possibly run, 250, 260, 270, even higher if volume moves in. But right now, like I said, I'm not seeing a reason to long, other than just have a feeling to other than just having a feeling it's gonna run. Probably give the stream another 5-10 minutes, unless we see something crazy happen. Probably done for the day for myself. Don't want to give back my gains for the day. Protect my capital. Especially market is looking like it's heating up, but who knows? It could be dead for another 2 weeks, and be back to the small gains. The $400 days, $300 days, $500 days. So I got to protect what I can get on these bigger days. It's tough, especially trading's your only income. Everyone has different circumstances, but it is my only income, trading. So I do want to protect my my gains. Maybe different for someone else. You do it part time, you do it for fun, maybe different. But for me, take it very serious. So do want to protect the gains. Excellent, nice. Nice breakout there in XNet. Higher float, but a nice mover. Of course, gotta protect them gains. It's all about. Nice, look at the scanner here. Parabolic short scanner. Top ticked it there in RKDA. Haven't used this in a while. But nice heads up there on the alert. Anyone caught that? Alright, let's see AKTX trying to test 240. Throw it back on the chart here. So we'll give it like 5 more minutes, and we'll see if AKTX could get this move to the upside. If not, we'll wrap it up. Alright, so let's see. Coming up to 240 now. AKTX. Anyone long AKTX? Let me know. Personally, I'm not. I'm not in any positions right now. Let's see TRNX coming back on up. So that one's going to test that $1 mark. TRNX testing 1. RKDA hanging out around the 630s here. You're trying to hold VWAP. And then we have AKTX going sideways here. Big Needs, you going for round 2? Good luck to you, Philip. I'm really sorry to hear about that. Just keep that stop loss in tight, and don't cancel that order. Last thing you want to do is let a loss turn into a bigger loss. MBIO popping, that one was a huge fader. This one was a huge fader back in, what was this, April? I remember catching this one on the backside. It was a huge fader. Alright, so we'll give it 3 more minutes. We'll give AKTX a few minutes to pop. If not, wrap up the stream. Alright, here's 240 again. So far each time it's been met with heavy selling. We'll see if this time's any different. Just once again, each time we come up, just met with heavy selling. So we really got to break that sooner or later, or we're gonna have a pullback. You see, 240 reject, 240 reject, 240 reject. Now another 240 test. I like the higher lows being built, but it's really got to break very soon here on AKTX. Or you're gonna have a lot of longs start to get uncomfortable and start unloading, and you're gonna have shorts seeing how it's starting to form a triple top here, and they're gonna start looking to short. Alright, so there's 240 break. Let's see if we could hold 240. Could definitely curl and run here, guys. Could definitely curl and run here. Am I going to be getting in? Probably not. I gotta stay disciplined and protect the gains, but it is looking pretty bullish right now. It's curling, but I'm just not liking how each pop is being it's met with heavy selling each time. Even on this pop here, just a big seller in here unloading. Just don't like how, and we'll see. It definitely can run, but I gotta stay disciplined. It already failed one test, and each pop's just met with a lot of selling, so I'm probably gonna avoid. But I'm definitely rooting for you guys that it's gonna run. Definitely rooting for you guys. Let's see if 240 holds. That'd be a good sign. See if 240 could base. Let's see. 240's pulling there. You want to get back above that line. You want to turn that 240 line into support. You can see that was prior resistance, so now you want to see it turn into new support. This will make shorts very uneasy if 240 can base. Yeah, Eddie B, definitely do that. I do it sometimes, If I see a good trade and I'm like, I'm done for the day, I'll hop on the paper account and look for a trade there. Definitely not a bad idea. But I'm just gonna be disciplined, I have built up, pretty good discipline over the years, so I'm not gonna be taking this trade. But sometimes it's very easy to give in. You're like, oh, let's take 1,000 or 2,000 shares, and then, then you get emotional. It goes the other way, and then you add more. I'm not saying I do that. I'm just saying it's something that could definitely happen. You know, sometimes you could say you're gonna start in small, take a loss, like, oh, I'm gonna go small again, then take another loss, and it just spirals from there. So 240 reclaimed there. Good sign. Very good sign. We'll see if it can continue to consolidate above 240. So you want to see some consolidation above this line. Yeah, TRNX and AKTX definitely top two watches over lunch. And RKDA as well. Alright, so let's see. You're paying close attention to the volume. Little weaker. Let's see if I can move in. You know, for a squeeze, you want to see upwards of 300, 400k bars start to move in. Let's see, 250 test. The big seller there at 249. See, each time 249 test, it's not budging. See if it's gonna break here. Come on, I need some more volume here. It's gonna fail on AKTX. Need to see better volume. So if you guys are in right now, I'd probably say stop loss below 230, but you want to see it hold above 240. If you want to be like aggressive, you could, get in and risk 5 cents. But I would probably say 230 would be that, that last area of support. If it breaches that, it's probably done. But you can see 250 again, just a lot of selling. Each time this thing pops, just met with selling. So we got to see better volume move in for this 250 break, or it's probably going to fail. But definitely the chart right now, overall, looking nice, this reversal. Looking bullish. So let's see, 250 again. Another test here. You can see having a lot of trouble. Let's see if we can break. Orders coming through now. Alright, let's see. TRNX. So get the squeeze on up. You can see tape's a little slow right now, guys. You're looking good. The chart's looking great. But tape's looking a little slow. Maybe it's just gonna be a slow grind up. I was expecting more of a parabolic move over 250. Guess it's an 8 million float, but is what it is. Doesn't matter how it goes up, as long as it goes up for you guys. For longs. Definitely rooting for you guys. Definitely rooting for you guys, but always give you my real analysis. Definitely, it's looking just a weird. It's just a weird, move right now. It's just very, volume's a little light. Kind of grinding on low volume. Alright, let's see if 250 is going to base now. Probably give it to 11. Probably give it to the stream to 11. Just be commentating AKTX. Yeah, I won't be getting in. Just gonna be commentating it. So your next mark's gonna be this 270 mark. This is where we rejected earlier. So this is gonna be your next resistance line at the 270, 280 mark. Seeing last time it had a big squeeze, it did 81 million. Like a big squeeze, I'm talking. But you said it last time it did 26 million. You can see this day it was a fader. It closed below the open when it did 26 million. So you think this would have to do 40, 50 million to be a squeezer. Because this day it did it did close below the open there. And yeah, definitely dilution, does play effect. Could have some big hands unloading. But this is the big day here. It did 81 million. So if this thing definitely does, I think if it does over 40 million, it would probably squeeze. So, lunch hours be pretty big here, around 11, 12. But right now, it's just doing light volume for me to get the squeeze right now. Just doing very light volume. The tape's looking sluggish. You know, it could definitely change, but I'm just telling you what I'm seeing right now. And I like the chart, I like how it's basing above 250, but price action's looking a little sluggish and volume's a little sluggish. Philip, you know, definitely a smart move on your end. You know, I don't want to influence you guys at all. You know, be your own traders, but I'm just telling you what I'm seeing from my experience. Just telling you guys what I was seeing. These would be the same thoughts, you know, I would be having if I was in right now. Yeah, you can see once again here an upper shadow. You had 260. It was soaked. You know, big seller, and came back down. But I mean, basing off the chart, you guys are still good. You know, above. You know, you want to risk 240, 230. You know, I would just stick with the chart and just stick with your stop loss. Yeah, yeah, that would probably be, you know, the best move. You know, profit above 240, 250. You know, just accumulate a bunch of shorts and then ramp it. You know, 2 p.m. ish. Yeah, I think we saw that on can't remember what play. Recently we saw that. Those tight channels are grueling, especially for shorts. I think it was ATOS I was stuck in forever short. And it was just in like a 10, 20 cent channel. Just so propped, so manipulated. And then, you know, they dumped it. I remember adding, thinking it was just going to be the end of day fade. And then they just reclaimed it hard and squeezed everyone at around 2 p.m. I don't know if you remember that, Addy B. It's like ATOS. It was a few months ago. It was the most annoying short I ever been in. I was in from like 10 a.m. to like 2 p.m. Just a 10 cent channel. It was so grueling. Antonio, hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. But anytime, I love answering questions and helping you guys out. You know, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll probably be heading off soon also. Alright, so I'll get off at 11, so 2 more minutes. See what AKTX does. TRX, definitely worth a watch also throughout lunch. And then RKDA. Those would be my top 3 watches. I'll just be monitoring. Ugh, like tongue twister there. Monitoring them during lunch hours. Yeah, definitely a good rule of thumb. You know, after 10:30, you know, it's definitely not a good idea to take any shorts after that. 'Cause, you know, just liquidity dries up, and it's really easy for them to you know, ramp these plays up when like liquidity dries up. You can see there 78K bidder. We'll see if it's gonna push now around 11 o'clock. You know, usually like to take, you know, longs, you know, during these times. Usually I just don't even trade during these times, but if I am, you know, mainly longs. Definitely some games being played around here on AKTX. A lot of games being played this morning. All right, guys. Probably gonna wrap it up now. It's 11. Pretty tired, and I'm probably done trading for the day. So, what to watch over lunch? I just mentioned it. RKDA, TRNX, AKTX. Right now, AKTX is in this channel between 250 and 260. Tight trading range right now. If it cracks below 250, it's gonna have 240 support, and then bottom support right around 230. If we break to the upside, we're gonna have 270, 280 resistance, and then 310 at the pre-market highs. So those are the levels to keep an eye on. Looks like we are about to get this 260 break. We'll give it a second to see if this thing pops on up. So let's see. Just grinding again on this low volume on AKTX low volume grinder. Again, 260, over under. Alright, yeah, so just be watching it over lunch. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys learned something, and you had a great trading day as well. That's the end for the stream. I'll be back at it again tomorrow, and I'll be over in Discord chat helping you guys out. Peace.